Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 10 out of Jitt, man. I'm rocking with y'all like y'all rocking with me. This interview, I got one of the craziest white boys I ever met inside of the Florida State prison system. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Cody, inmate W42321 from Palm Beach County, Florida. And I'm now living in Alaska, but I spent 2 years in Florida State Prison, Lancaster, CI.
Now, you made a huge leap going from Florida to Alaska, and we'll jump into that later on in the video and tell them how you making that money up there. Which, by the way, I'm super proud of you for too. It's amazing to hear, you know what I'm saying, that you're doing that, bro. I love hearing that, but let's jump into prison. So what was it that you went to county jail for and eventually went to prison for? What charges?
One count. I had one count of armed burglary, and then I had 6 counts of grand theft of a firearm. Because what had happened is I was 16, you feel me? And we were young, stupid kids, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But we had ran up into someone's house and stole all their drugs and all their fire. So we got charged because, long story short, I didn't rob the kid's house. We robbed his dad's house. So the cops got involved and parents got involved in shit and fingerprints and all that stuff. They got me as red-handed, you know what I mean? So I took a plea. They were offering me like 12 years, all this crazy shit. So I just took a plea, 2 years and 3 years probation, and that was that right there. I had been in and out of jail my whole life, juvenile detention centers, you know what I mean, in and out for a couple weeks, this and that, blah, 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 on probation my whole life. So when I got to 2 years, I wasn't really stressing it, you know what I mean? I didn't care. I was a delinquent. I didn't give a fuck about nothing. I had no emotion. I wasn't crying that I was going to prison. I wasn't scared. When I first went into prison, I didn't give a fuck how it was going to be. I didn't care how it was going to be. And I feel like people read that about me. They knew that I would die right here. I would die right here.
Yeah.
And they knew that. And I tell people, bitch, I won't slice your face. I'll slit your throat while you're sleeping. I'll kill you in this bitch if you fuck with me. Yeah. And I think people knew that, man. They knew what time it was. And when I went to prison, I made friends very easy because my smile, man, and the way I vibe and the way I laugh and kiki with everybody, it's hard to not be friends with me, you feel me? But when I was in there, man, I was just a different person. I flipped the switch to a savage. And thank God I had some good friends in there, man, but I got a lot of crazy stories in there, man.
How was it inside a gun club before you went to prison? Was it violent in there or?
It wasn't violent. It wasn't violent. It was the ordinary, you know what I mean? Tighten up and get in the room and fight type shit. It was the ordinary, you know what I mean? Cards, spades, just stay on your P's and Q's. It wasn't nothing. It was all the same shit, basically. And
being that, you know, you and Jake, who you also know, Smoke, as everybody knows him, shout out to him. Both of y'all are neutrons. I mean, y'all from down south, but you have no gang affiliation. How was it being a white boy inside of the county jail? Did that have, you know, was there whites in there that kind of grouped up, or were you by yourself?
I was so low. It was me, and that's it. Every other white boy was pussy. Every other white boy made me look bad. Every other white boy made me look soft. Every other white boy made me have to fight 10 times harder. You know what I mean? That's why I didn't fuck with white people at all in jail. I didn't fuck with them. I didn't sympathize for them. I didn't feel nothing for them because they made me look soft. And I didn't fuck with them, man. I fucked with the Chicos, and I fucked with the black people. I fucked with other people, you know what I mean? But the county jail wasn't shit. County jail wasn't shit, to be honest. Gun club wasn't shit. What's crazy is YO Camp Prison, man. That's what made me say I haven't seen nothing till I went here and saw this. That changed my life, man.
Now, jumping right into it, your first day, you went to the South Florida Reception Center. And I mean, I've heard stories about the reception centers. I think, you know, the worst from my experience is Lake Butler. A lot of people will agree on that, but I heard South Florida is treacherous. How was it your first day, South Florida, red hat, all that shit?
I made a name for myself real big on the first day. On the first day, I got there and I was being watched at. I was being looked at by people. And I made a friend named Chris Skillis. I'll never forget this kid. He was a white boy too. And man, I forget how it exactly had happened, but something happened to him. And I just felt some type of way and I wanted to help him. And someone came into the room, about 3 dudes came into the room and they tried to flip me because I was going in behind my boy Chris. And when they came in the room to flip me, it was 3-on-1. And they were trying to grab me. And I mean, I'm an average sized dude. I'm actually even smaller than most people, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but it's like trying to fight a little kid or something, man. I was like, you know what I mean? I was just flipping them. They were trying to flip me, and I'm just grabbing them, and I'm just throwing them off me, and I'm just, fuck, bitch, I'm just like, bitch, what the fuck? You know what I mean? There was 3 of them, and they couldn't touch me. They couldn't touch me. It was like I was fighting little kids. So then they left the room on some, like, you know what I mean? They just scurried away. The next day, I had to fight someone one-on-one, and I banged his ass, and I've never heard any other problem. I never had no other problem the whole time I was in there. And I was in there for 2.5 months. Usually you're in there shorter. I was at the Miami-Dade Reception Center for 2.5 months on a medical hold because I had a hernia surgery that I had just got done prior to going to prison. So I was already fucked up situation. And I was ordering canteen and everything, and no one tried me, bro. From the first 2 or 3 days of that first altercation, they tried to jump me, and then I had the one-on-one fight. Nobody tried me the rest of the time there at all until I got transferred to Lake Butler. Lake Butler, I seen some crazy shit, man. I saw some nasty stuff, man. But nothing happened to me in Lake Butler. Oh, man, I saw this Spanish kid get his ass beat so bad, and I don't know what for, you know what I mean? I just heard it. You could hear the you can hear the shit. And I was just like, oh, man, homeboy's getting taken up through there. And long story short, he wound up getting really, really hurt bad. And he went to medical and had a brain hemorrhage. And he actually got shipped off to like an outside hospital and died. So homeboy, they killed him. They killed homeboy. You know what I mean? So that's Lake Butler type shit. It's crazy. The officers they'll just turn away. You know what I mean? They'll see the shit going on and they'll just turn the other way and walk away and let you sit there and get taken up through there, man. Lake
and was it a gang or like a TOH type of thing, or?
To be honest, I don't even really know. I was only in Lake Butler for about a week and a half, and that was the second thing I saw. I saw one fight that was just a regular fight, but then I saw that other fight. It went on for about 10 minutes straight. And 10 minutes don't sound like a long time, but if you actually think 10 minutes of someone stomping your shit, that's only bound to lead to no good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, homeboy lost his life in there. I'm not sure what it was related to, but I was in there for that.
Now, did you get treated any sort of way by the COs at Lake Butler? Because I know I've heard they're in favor for whites that stick up for themselves. They hate whites that gangbang, like myself, especially at Lancaster. Did they treat you any kind of way, or were you able to just stay under the radar for the week that you were there?
To be honest, I was able to stay under the radar because I was kind of confused why they were treating me bad, because the white COs would treat me bad and call me names and, like, you know what I mean, disrespect the fuck out of me. And I don't know why, because I felt like, you know what I mean, I was like white too, you know what I mean, and I was fucking had my head up and I was handling my business. So I didn't know why the COs had it out for me. But I did not get along with any of the COs in prison. They didn't like me for some reason.
And how was it first day, Lancaster CI, they come on the bus, they start smacking the shit out of everybody. How was that for you?
I got fucking hot, bitch. I got fucking Hail Hitler, bitch, right off the bus. Bah! Smack my head. Boop. And I saw stars. I'm not going to lie. I saw stars for a second. And I just realized, like, I just had to process it. Did this motherfucker put his hands on me? You know what I mean? And I went to go put my hands up. And when I put my hands up, he slapped me again. Bam! Slapped me in my face again. And he's like, you going to hit me, boy? And he said, parade rest, parade rest. I had to sit there at parade rest like this. And I put my head down at parade rest. And homeboy hit me again. Bah! smacked me right on the top of my head. So I got 3 slaps coming off the bus before we got butt naked and before we had to strip down. Coming right off the bus, I caught 3. Nobody else caught any.
Damn.
They had it out for me, man, for some reason. Fucking innocent fucking bitch. I didn't do nothing wrong to the officers, but all the officers hated me for some reason. I don't know why.
When you were in orange hats at Lancaster, I remember when I was in there, nobody got spared by the COs. And then when they had us marching around the compound, you got all the different gangs like, oh, you're going to be under me. He's going to be under us. How was it taking in the viciousness that was Lancaster? Because it's almost like the air is different over there. When you get to Lancaster, everyone's just moving different, looking different. You can feel the intensity.
Right. I just had to turn into a different person, man. I remember when it's just a feeling you feel in your heart of fright. Like, what the fuck am I going to do? You know what I mean? What's going to happen? What's about to happen right now? Like, you know what I mean? It's not really scared, but it's a fear. It's a fear that you fear, man, because you're in a situation you don't know where you're at and you're in prison. And all you see is, you know what I mean, motherfuckers that are just like you. So you know what I mean? Shit's going to get crazy. You just don't know what and when. Yeah. So I was definitely feeling, you know what I mean, pressure. I didn't know what was going on, but I had to keep my head up, man.
Did you get any TOH when you got to the main unit?
Yeah, they tried to give me a TOH, but I had a homeboy. You got him in a couple of your videos. His name is Breezy. And I got another one named Leon. And Leon's from the Zoes. And Breezy's a king. So long story short, they knew me from prior times we were arrested. And when I went in there, I got stepped down on by somebody. And I was like laughing. I was chuckling like, you ain't taking shit from me, because my homeboy gave me 2 soups. And he's like, hey, I'm going to need one of those, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, just, nigga, you ain't taking shit from me, bitch, blah, blah. And he's like saying something about, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I just sparked off. I said, bitch, I don't give a fuck what type of time you're on, bitch. It is what, blah, blah, blah. It's whatever with me. And Leon jumped in, and he's like, yo, man, this is my fam. He's like, y'all ain't touching him. He's straight, blah, blah, blah. And I bunked up right next to Breezy. And for a couple days, we were just chilling, and no one touched me. I was straight. No one touched me. I didn't get a TOH in the main unit.
And what dorm were you in? B dorm?
I was in B1.
Yup, that's exactly where I went. That was a Zoe house too.
Yeah, and I was in that bitch for a good week almost. I was in that bitch for like a week, and no one touched me. Leon, which was my homeboy, I love you, Leon, if you watching this, my nigga. But Leon told them boys, I'm family, don't touch me, man. I wasn't asking for a spare, bro. You know what I mean? But it was whatever it was. You know what I mean? And they knew that. But homeboy spared me. That's my dog.
How was the tension inside of B-Dorm? Because even if you're not involved in the violence, it still can be crazy. Like, how was it sleeping inside of there? Open bay, no cameras.
It's the butterfly feeling. Like when you're on a roller coaster and you're about to go down. It's that feeling nonstop. You don't know what's about to happen. You're on your P's and Q's. You're ready to do something, bitch. You're looking over your shoulder. When you sleep with one eye open, dog. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's serious. It's a place you don't want to be. It's a place that scared the fuck out of me. It's a place that I don't want to go back to, man. It's crazy shit, man.
And at what point did you start seeing, the violence, whether it was the TOHs, the cuttings, people getting fired up, poked up?
I would see people come in. Like I said, I was only in there for a week, and I didn't get touched. And within that week, I saw 2 new kids come in. And these 2 new kids got flipped, poked, stabbed, cut for days. You know what I mean? For like at least 2 days. And then I got shipped to M dorm on the main unit. But when I got shipped to M dorm, I was there for 1 day. And then I got shipped to the work unit. Yeah, so I wasn't really on the main unit for all that long time.
Now, how was the transition for you from the main unit to the work camp? Because when I went to the work camp, it was a totally different vibe. Like you, I went straight to B-Dorm, And, you know, the second I got in there, I met Red Light. Red Light gave me a screwdriver that was sharpened up. And he's just like, yo, this is what it is. And, I mean, people were just getting knocked off first quarter. People were getting cut in line, popped off in the chow hall. Everyone crashed. I was just like, damn, this place is going. And then I went to the work camp, and everyone's like, you know, I had to fight my first day. I fought 2 people. But other than that, everyone's like, yo, bro, we're chilling over here. Like, how was that transition for you?
It was better for me. It was better for me because I'm the type of person, I got fighting in my nature. I love to fight, and I'm not scared of a fight. And I'm not, you know what I mean, I'll willingly get into a fight. I'll start the fight, you know what I mean? But when it comes to stabbing and poking and slicing, I wasn't scared, but nigga, I was scared. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not with that. I don't think anybody is. And I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not with that. So when I got to the work camp and they said mainly, you know what I mean, we ain't on that over here, I felt like some relief. You know what I mean? I was chilling. Everything was cool. But don't get it twisted. You know, the work camp, you can get your issue there too. You know what I mean? I saw motherfuckers get trauma hawked from out that bitch. I saw motherfuckers get cut. I seen some shit in the work camp. Same thing. You know what I mean? It's just everything's a little lighter over there. You know what I mean? So it made my time a lot easier. Like I said, I had a 2-piece. By the time I got there, I had like a year and a half left.
Because I know, when I got there, you know, I got put in the P dorm first. I got a little TOH. I fought the X-Men and the INET. And then they moved me over to I dorm, which is where I met you. Our bunks were literally right next to each other. And then Jacob was like behind yours. He was on the double bunk on the wall. And bro, we got cool first quarter. Like, it didn't take no type of time.
Nah, bro, you're my boy, man. I fought with you heavy, dude. But yeah, man, when I first got to the work camp, my first real TOH, because I started getting confronted by the heads of gangs, asking me what type of time I'm on, basically. I don't really remember names, and I don't want to say names or nothing, but homeboy had SOG on his shoulder. I actually got him on my Snapchat. He's actually cool. We fuck with each other still to this day. But he was high up in the Threshes or the Kings or something like that. Long story short, there were 7 of them in my dorm and on my compound. I had to fight 7 of them. I had to line them up. They didn't jump me. I fought them all. I fought all 7 of them. And I won 6. So all them boys respected me, you know what I mean? And that was it. And then I got into one more altercation on the basketball court where I fired off on somebody. And that's it. That's the only problems I had while in prison. Other than that, what I've witnessed, oh God, catastrophic, man.
I remember one more situation. I don't know if you remember it though. It was you remember how my bunk was the last bunk, yours was to the left of mine, and then there was the kid that slept like diagonal from me, the white kid.
Oh yeah, which one?
He was from some country ass part of Florida, and we couldn't stop fucking with this kid. And I remember who?
Shane Moser.
Yeah.
I used to put the Bengay in his eyes, dog.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you took the icy hot. You got the icy hot on both your hands while he was sleeping. And went like this. And he woke up burning.
That was me. I'd catch everybody slipping. Bitch, I walk up and put the icy hot in your eyes. Straight up.
That used to be some of the funniest shit. You always had the dorm turned up. Everyone's dying, laughing. Or I remember there would be the female CEO
loved me, man.
walk around and you would lay on the bunk and start humping the shit out of the pillow, looking at her, but she'd be looking the other way, calling names off and shit. But that shit is funny as hell, bro.
I had the place turned up, man. I'd always try to lighten the mood. Everybody loved me, you know what I mean? But if I had to get busy, I'd get busy, and everybody knew that I was a busy nigga. It's hard to beat me, you know what I mean? So I got respect in there, man. You know what I mean? When it comes to the hands, you know what I mean? I can throw hands so fucking good, man. So people didn't really want that, you know what I mean? And I made friends so easily, dog. Like I said, it was hard not to like me, you know what I mean? People could see the loyalty. They could see the toughness in me. They are, you know what I mean? You can read people, bro.
Yeah.
So my experience in prison was was very good, but for most, it's not the case.
And how has it been for you, you know, since you got out? I found you on social media. I was happy as shit when I found you. I was like, boy, you better remember me. You're like, what's up?
I said, then Jacob, no. I was like, what's up, man? What you doing? You're like,
now,
hey.
how has it been for you, you know, transitioning back into society and getting used to things without all the craziness, the violence? And how long did it take for you to leave Florida?
When I got out of prison, I went home to a broken family. I didn't have a house. I didn't have nothing to go home to. It was in the middle of being foreclosed on. So when I got home to a temporary home, and no car, no money, no nothing, no loan, no shit. So I was basically struggling, you know what I mean? I was on my own. And for some reason, I met this girl and we were talking, blah, blah, blah. And I had, you know what I mean? She basically helped me get on my feet, you know what I mean? And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have got the motivation to learn a trade and to start working. And I started concrete work. I started just, you know what I mean? From this bottom fucking company, started doing concrete work, driveways and patios and sidewalks. And the transition was weird, man. You know what I mean? The way I would eat, people would always ask me, yo, you just come up from up the road? And I'm like, yeah, how do you know? They're like, man, you're like hovering over your food and shit. And I'm just like, that's just how I eat, real quick, real fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we're used to, you got to eat fast.
I had that habit in me. I had the good posture, you know what I mean? Whenever I'm standing in line, I'd like have like my back straight, like I'm in the Marines or something. You know, like there was shit I had to adjust to. But for the most part, I just snapped right into working. I didn't snap into, you know what I mean, dropping dope, fucking breaking into houses. I didn't do none of the shit that I used to do. I completely flipped the script when I got out of prison 100%. I did nothing but work and work every day as a laborer, man. Just making shit money, $10 an hour, $15 an hour, and then went to $20 an hour. A couple years later, I was making $22 an hour. You know what I mean? And then before I knew it, I got 5-6 years into the fucking concrete industry already. I'm a foreman level concrete finisher, commercial and residential. And now I'm in Alaska making $100 grand a year.
That's crazy, bro.
114K a year, actually.
That's fucking awesome. I love hearing that because you know how it is with a lot of people is they get out and a lot of people go right back, bro. And to hear that you went through prison.
When I got out, the main thing I can say to people is when you get out, if you're going into the construction field, concrete, electric, a plumber, a carpenter, whatever you do, entry level, bro. If that's what it is, that's what it is. Some people get discouraged because they're not making all that money right then and there. You got to walk before you crawl. Even if you have a late start, even if you were locked up and you're getting out and you're already older than everybody, you're already in your 20s, it doesn't matter. You got to bite that bullet and you got to make $10 an hour. You got to make $15 an hour. You gotta crawl before you walk, bro. Because if I would have never buckled down and learned the trade, I would never be where I'm at right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would be working at some random company making fucking $15 an hour, be some labor, because I never wanted to learn my trade and advance all the way to the top in what I can do. And that's what I did, man. And I'm self-made. Cody Moss.
That's awesome. Sound like a commercial right there. Self-made, Cody Moss.
Last, man. I mean, it ain't much, man, but this is me.
Nah, that's nice.
This ain't no family. This ain't no parents. This ain't no nothing, man. This is me, man.
Yeah, you living.
It's all me. It's my old lady right here. Hey, baby, say hi, baby. EOS. Hey, here's my sauna, y'all. I got a sauna.
You got a sauna in the house.
I got a fucking sauna in my crib. You know what I mean? Hey, but just 5 years ago, I was in Lancaster, CI. Anything is possible. Anything can happen with hard work and dedication.
That's a fact. Now, I got a question for you, right? You and Smoke, did you know him from the street or did y'all meet in prison?
I knew him from the street.
And how was that having somebody that you were cool with on the street in prison with you, in the same dorm, right by each other?
It was weird because me and Jacob, we always had that cool vibe with each other. I was straight with him and he was straight with me. But basically, he grew up on that side of the town and I grew up on this side of town. And we didn't like each other. You know what I mean? My people and his people, we didn't like each other growing up. But just the fact that we were in prison together and we grew up from the same city, that's what made our relationship in prison. And that escalated outside of prison. I'm the one who picked his ass up the day he got out of prison. You know what I mean? And he's been my brother ever since. We're brothers. We're family.
That's raw.
Yup.
That's awesome to hear that. And how the fuck do you deal with growing up in Florida and then all of a sudden dealing with the weather in Alaska?
Hey, it's crazy, man. The wintertime could be super brutal here. But to be honest, during the summertime, it's just like Florida almost. Like right now, it's cold, yeah, but it's probably 60 degrees. You know what I mean? But the sun's out and it's shining nice and bright. You know what I mean? It's a regular day in the neighborhood. It's just a little cold.
That's dope. And do you have any plans on
me, I'm a Florida boy. I love the heat. I've always had no shirt on. You know what I mean? I'm always fucking. You know what I mean? I'm always the Florida boy. But shit, Florida boy.
Yup.
Check out that Florida feed. But man, I had to switch it up. They say you adapt your living situations for, you know what I mean, your level of success. You know what I mean? My level of success I couldn't have made it in Florida, you know what I mean? With the position I was in. I had to move in order to create my opportunity. You know, I had to adapt. I had to adapt to become successful.
Definitely. And do you have any plans, you know, after the coronavirus is done fucking the world up, do you have any plans to come back down this way and possibly link up? I mean, because all three of us got to get together down in Florida.
100%, man. You already know what it is. I'm ready when you are, man. I'll definitely link up.
Got to, mandatory. But hey, I appreciate you coming on, bro, and sharing your story. If you have any last things you want to say, any shout outs, if you want to shout out your Instagram, anything like that, you can go ahead and do that now.
I just want to tell everybody, man, if you're getting out of prison and you're on some hard times, you're going to continue to have hard times. It's not going to happen tomorrow or the next day. You're going to face a couple years of hard times. Just keep working. Don't give up hope. You know what I mean? Stay tuned to my dog, Jake, EOS, and everybody, you know what I mean? Take it easy, man. Live day by day and keep making that money.
Definitely. I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you, man. It's all love over here with me, baby. Thank you for the interview, man.
I'm going to holler at you, bro.